WhyGuru Sahib Ji Sri Nanak Pad Pankaj Bandhan Pad Pankaj Bandhan Sri Guru Angad Dokh Nikandan Sri Amar Das Hirde Nit Tyavo Hirde Nit Tyavo Sri Guru Ramdas Gun Gavo Sri Arjan Bignan Ke Nasak Bignan Ke Nasak Sri Har Gobind Subh Samat Prakashak Sri Har Rai Namo Kar Jori Namo Kar Jori Sri Har Krishna Manai Behori Gur Teg Bahadur Parama Kripala Parama Kripala Sri Guru Gobind Singh Besala जिसमें अमृत ज्ञान है मानक भगत वैराग श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब उदद बंदो कर अनुराग कहा बुद्ध प्रभ तुच्छ हमारी भर न सकै महिमा जो तिहारी हम न सकत कर सिफत तुम्हारी आप ले हो तुम कथा सुधारी मूक उच्चरै शास्त्र खट पिंग गिरन चढ़ जाए अंध लखै बदरो सुनै जो काल कृपा कराए अंध लखै बदरो सुनै जो काल कृपा कराए
श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जी सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जी चौपाई एक सेवक संगत के माहे कहो न मन है सेव है नाहे किस के कहे टहल नह करे चिरंकाल तिन आस बुध धरे एक सेवक संगत के माहे
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह सतगुरु जी दी साजी नवाजी साध संगत जी आप जी तन तन श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज जी दे पावन पुत्र हजूरी अंदर इकट्ठर हो रहे हो तन तन श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज जी दी पावन पुत्र इतिहास ਨੂੰ ਸਰਵਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤਨ ਤਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੰਗਦ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਵਨ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਹੈ we blessed to join the court of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji today on this lovely Saturday evening in Leeds to go for the katha of Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji's itihas. So just a quick disclaimer before we start the katha, we go for itihas. As Bhai Sahib was saying beforehand, not many times we get to listen to katha in a language that we may understand, or maybe from, I guess you could say, a generation that is the same as ours. So if you have the opportunity today to take something away from the katha, to understand what's been saying, then hopefully Maji Kirpa Karan, that we can focus our minds on this itihas, on this history of our second Guru, Guru Angad Dev Ji, who we don't always hear about all the time. Guru Angad Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, in this form of katha. So if you look at what Guru Bani has to say about katha, Guru Bani tells us ke sun har katha utari mail maha puneet pai sukh sail vadde bhag paya sad sang pad brahm so lago rang. So Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is saying to us is sun har katha. Sun means to listen, har means WhyGuru, katha means that discourse. कि वाहिगुरु जी दी कथा नू सरवण करके उतारी मैल. Mel here means dirt. What dirt is Guru Sahib Ji on about? all of our pap, all the sins that we've done in our life, but not just of this life, it's of many, many janams. Se utari mail, pave jo papa rupi mail hai saad sangat ji, wo uttar jandi hai, dur ho jandi hai, katha sarvan karke, sun ke. By listening to katha of WhyGuru ji, of Gurbani, of what the Guru has to say. History, they say that all our sins are washed away. How are they washed away? Because if we apply what Katha is saying to us in our life, if we apply these teachings that we're going to learn today, then it can change our lives. And we live a better life and a more spiritual life. We get closer to the Guru. Every day we take one more step closer to our Guru and our life changes for the better. We may all know of a famous story they heard as a kid and it has a big effect on our life. The Maharaj is saying that Utari Mail Mahapunit Pai Sukusel Mahapunit. Jo sada manrupi panda hai, this mind which is like a panda, it's like a bowl you could say. They say that panda becomes pure. It becomes purified. Every time we listen to Katha, when we remember the Guru, is a form of Simran, meditation. So Mahapunit Pai Sukusel. कि जो साडा मानवी भांडा है वो शुद्ध हो जाता है कथा सुन के. By listening to katha, our mind becomes pure. And they say vadde bhag paya sadh sang. Sadh sangat karke, by coming into sadh sangat, by doing sadh sangat, we have great fortune. How lucky are we to come to the court of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. Vadde bhag paya sadh sang, kyonki sadh sangat vich aake, by coming into sadh sangat, par brahm Syo lago rang. Guru Maharaj is saying to us that rang he means prem. Ke WhyGuru ji de naal, with God, this prem comes inside us. Sade andar prem paida ho janda hai. We gain this love inside us by doing sadh sangat. How is that the case? Bhagat Ravidas ji tells us that sadh sangat bina pao nahi upajai. Pao he means prem, love. Without sadh sangat, we cannot have love for WhyGuru ji. Bhagat Ravidas ji saying, sadh sangat karke, sresh dani sangat karke, फिर साडे अंदर प्रेम पैदा हो जाता है. We gain love inside us for the Guru, for Sikhi, by associating ourselves with others that have love for Sikhi. Just like if we did sangat, if we kept company of somebody who enjoyed football, for example, right? Then we may have more of an interest in football or computer games, where it may be. But if we do sangat with somebody who has love for the Guru, and when they speak to us about the Guru, then that has an effect on us as well. So, sadh sangat bina pao nahi upajai. Fir Bhagat ji kehende han ke pav bina bhagat na hoye teri. That without having love, we cannot do bhagati. Bhagati means devotion. We can't truly have loving devotion for the Guru. We can't truly have that love without sadh sangat. And without that sadh sangat, without that prem, we can't do bhagati. So prem is very important. Having love for the Guru. Jadon asi bani padde, seva karde, whatever we're doing, we need to have prem. Love what we're doing it as well. So, kehanda bhav hai sadh sangat, when we listen to katha, we gain love inside us. Gurbani katha, itihas katha, we gain love inside us with the Guru. We build a relationship with the Guru. Because we get to know our Guru. We think, look how great my Guru is. Jo assi kehne ne ke sab te vadda Sat Guru Nanak. Sab, then we realize that actually Guru Nanak ji is the greatest of the great. Sab te vadda Sat Guru Nanak jin kal rakhi meri. The one that protects me in this dark age, we say, right? Kala Yug is not just a physical, like this age, it can be a mindset as well that we can be in. A very dark mindset. Because Gurbani tells us, ek kari na mirte ta Kal Yug hota. That for even a split moment, I'm not with you, WhyGuru ji, ta Kal Yug hota, I'm in Kal Yug anyway. So one way that we can do satsang, we can gain that love for the Guru, understand the Guru, is through Sakhya. Sakhya, very simply we say, means story, but Sakhya, the deeper arth of Sakhi is Sikhya, teachings. When we listen to a Sakhya story, we should get a teaching from it. We should learn something. That's why we come to the Gurdwara side, we say we're Sikh. Sikh means a learner, right? Very simply. So Sakhi, Sikhya. Guru Sakhi, Jot Pargat hoye. When we listen to the Guru Sakhya, and we take upon their Sikhya in our lives, फिर जोत प्रगट हुए. Inside that jot, WhyGuru Ji's Jyot. That Jyot becomes Pargat. It manifests the light that sits inside all of us. We're able to see that, connect to that through the Sakhya, through the Sikhya. So Maharaj Ji says to us, Ke Sun Sakhi Japa Man Pyar. Ke Sun Sakhi. By listening to stories, by taking upon the Sikhya of the Guru, Sun Sakhi Japa Man Pyar. Fir jadon asi naam japde asi prem de naal japde we will listen to Sakhi. Just like when Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji today, Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji sits on Takht Sahib, that is Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said themselves, Ke Pargat Gura ki deh. This is my physical body, Guru Granth Sahib Ji. In the times of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji sit on their throne, Takht Sahib, they Maharaj Ji will sit, and one day Pai Daya Singh Ji comes to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. We all know who Pai Daya Singh Ji is, right? Of the Panch Pyare, the first of the Panch Pyare. Pai Daya Singh Ji comes to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, say, Hey Sache Paatshah Ji, sitting on Takht Sahib, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji is doing Simran. Asi Simran karde, we do Simran. Our man is mela. Simran karke, the mind becomes pure. They say, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji, why are you doing Simran? Nimrata said. Nimrata de vich, they say in humility to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, why are you doing Simran? Who are you doing Simran of? The Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, I do Simran of those that remember me. Those who remember me, I remember them. So when we do Simran and we remember the Guru is thinking of us as well. That's what we should be thinking. When we sit in there and we put a dhyan on Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji, don't just think that we're calling out to somebody. Guru Gobind Singh Ji is listening. Soniye lage sahaj dhyan. Soniye, just katha sunke, sun sakhi man jap pyar. Sona, just listening. Look at the power in just listening. Japji Sahib the part of which Biwari Sahib Sangh Ji 20 times in those 4 pauri, in these 4 stanzas of Japji Sahib, they say Soniye. 20 times in 4 stanzas of Japji Sahib. 40 pauriya te 4 pauri de vich Sahib Sangh Ji Maharaj says Soniye Biwari 20 times. Meaning, look how important it is to just listen. Soniye Dukh paap ka nas. Just by listening, dukh, sare dukh, sare paap dur ho jande ne. Nash ho jande ne. Bas listening. If we understand, wah, Maharaj Kirpa, this is even better. But for now, we got screen saver to do that for us. But we have to start from listening. Suniye, fir manna, manye. Sunan, manan, fir nidyasam. We have to listen, accept, and then apply into our lives. But if we don't listen, then how are we going to get any further? So Maharaj Ji says we have to listen. Sun Sakhi Jap Man Pyar. Then we have prem inside our heart. So blessed all those Gurmukhs who come into the Guru's Sharan, Sangat Kardeya, they do Sangat, Seva, Simran. How blessed are those people. And Guru Bani says about those people, Paap Purnaka is a lep na lage, Kat kat antar sadhi jage. Ke Paap Pun, no Paap Pun can touch that person. That person is beyond Paap Ate Pun. It's a lep na lage. Not even a small amount of Paap or Pun can touch that person. They are beyond both of them. Kat kat antar sadhi jage, sadhi. Hamesha hi ona de andar saas inside their heart, jage, that jyot is Pargat. That light sits inside them all the time of WhyGuru Ji's name. So we're going to go for a small Sakhi. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. You don't have to answer it, but just think to yourself, who likes kheer in this room? When we go to the Gurdwara side, they are see langar shakdeya. We have kheer all the time. If there's kheer in the langar, right? We all like to eat kheer. It comes in Gurbani. Ji balwand khivi nek jan, jise bahoti chha patrali langar daulat vandiye ras amrita kheer ke ali. They say Guru Angad Dev Ji's wife is famous for kheer. In Khudur side today, where Guru Angad Dev Ji set up Sikhi, there's a Gurdwara side famous for kheer. Ras amrita kheer ke ali, because it's so sweet. So when we have langar, we always make sure the big compartment has kheer, right? Don't put in the small one, because we all want kheer, right? But there's a Sikh in Gurbani who is very lobby for kheer as well. He has a lot of greed for kheer. But he goes a bit too far. Chalo asi shakde be fir bhi Maharaj Kirpa na asi seva kar diya. Bani Parde. But this Sikh, he eats kheer every day, but he does no seva and does no sangat, no bhajan bandagi, no part, nothing. Every day he wakes up, has kheer, then goes back to sleep. You know those t-shirts people wear? Eat, train, sleep, repeat. His is eat, kheer, sleep, repeat. Bas, no training. Bas eats, shak ke, फिर सौं के then they wake up again. Nothing else. Eat, sleep, repeat. Bas. That is his life. The Guru Angad Dev Ji gives us Sikhya about this Sikh. The Baba Buddha Ji aap Sikhya bakshde han. So let's focus our minds on this itihas of Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. Let's close our eyes and focus on Guru Angad Dev Ji's charan, on their feet. ਤੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਤੜਕੇ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਆਖੋ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ।
ਚੌਪਈ ਇੱਕ ਸੇਵਕ ਸੰਗਤ ਕੇ ਮਾਹੇ।
So if you never heard this style of katha before, there's Gurbani katha and there's itihas katha. So every single day in our Takht Sahib, so Takht Sahibs are the main, you can say the main stance for Sikh. Every Gurdwara Sahib is important, but these are the main pillars of Sikhi. Where you have Sri Hazur Sahib, Takht Harmandir Sahib, Patna Sahib, Sri Damdama Sahib, or we have Sri Kesgarh Sahib, Akal Takht Sahib. If you look at these Takht Sahibs, every single day do Katha of Itihas and Gurbani every single day. In the morning is Gurbani Katha, फिर Sunday de vele in the evening Gurbani Itihas Katha. A lot of times you Katha Sri Panth Prakash or Sri Guru Pratap Suraj Granth. Because the Sikhs need Gurbani and the Itihas, they come together. Very important, they go hand in hand. So this is written by a poet called Mahakavi Santokh Singh Ji, who's known as a great poet in Itihas. And this is what kept Sikhs going. You know when at one time the Sikhs were living in the jungles and they were running for their lives, you could say. They were hiding. Right? Obviously, they weren't in fear, but they had to survive. It was a means of survival. It was these Sakhe that kept them going, these stories of our Gurus, right? Shahidi Prasangs and the greatness of our Guru. So, Kavi Santokh Singh starts off this chaupai talking about a Sikh. Hanji Dwara Paro Ji.
एक सेवक संगत के माहे।
So Kavi Ji कहते हैं कि एक Sikh संगत विच रहंदा सी. There was once a Sikh who lived in Sangat. That's very simple, Hanji.
ਕਹਿਓ ਨਾ ਮਨ ਹੈ ਸੇਵਹਿ ਨਾਹੇ।
पर वो सेवा नहीं करता सी. He never did seva. ठीक है, he stayed in Sangat every single day. Imagine having a room like in the Gurdwara Sahib. Every single day Sangat च रह के would be there, but never did seva, Hanji.
किस के कहे टहल नह करे।
But Sahib Singh Ji, somebody said to me, hey bhai, तुसी भी सेवा करिया करो. You do seva as well? Never did it. Never did seva. And somebody said to him, do seva, Hanji.
चिरंकाल तिन आस बुध धरे।
ते Sahib Singh Ji किस समय तक for a long time, कुछ समय बीत गया, and फिर भी Sahib Singh Ji, he did no seva. Asabud, aisi buddhi, with this type of intellect, he thought, I'm never going to do seva. Why, Hanji?
जो गुर कह काज सो करियो।
In his mind, he had this vichar कि जदों Guru Sahib Ji ने बचन करेंगे, when Guru Sahib Ji gives me a bachan, फिर असी सेवा करेंगे. When Guru Sahib Ji says to me, do seva, फिर असी सेवा करेंगे. That was his vichar in his mind. That when the Guru tells me to do seva, then I'll do seva, Hanji.
आन बाक को कान न तरहो।
पर जे हो किसे कहेंगे, if somebody else says to me, do seva, I will not do it. Only if Guru Angad Dev Ji says it to me. But if the Sangat says it to me, if someone else in the Sangat, in the holy company says, okay, do some seva, they said, I will not do the seva, Hanji.
चिरंकाल बीत्यो तह रहे।
And again, Chirankal, ke kuch sama beet gaya Sahib Singh Ji. For quite a while he lived in this way, where he wouldn't do seva, but he would stay there every single day, har roj, kheer shakada siraf kheer every single day, but he never did seva, Hanji.
एक दिन श्री बुढ़े बच कहे।
फिर Sahib Singh Ji ek din Baba Buddha Ji ne bachan kite. Baba Buddha Ji does bachan because the Sikhs come to Baba Buddha Ji. If Baba Buddha Ji bachan karde han, Hanji.
गुर संगत मह पलो रहावन।
They saw saying this is a Sikhya, this is a teaching for us as well. When we say Sun Sakhi Mana Japa Pyar, ਸੁਣ ਸਾਖੀ, ਸਾਖੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਨ। We get ਸਿੱਖਿਆ, teachings in the stories, and they say ਕਿ ਗੁਰ ਸੰਗਤ ਮਹਿ ਭਲੋ ਰਹਾਵਨ। Guru Sangat means in the Guru sanctuary, in the Guru's sharan, the Guru's company, Guru Sangat meh, Guru di Sangat vich reh ke palo rahavan. They say, when is it fruitful to stay in the Guru Sangat? Jaise Guru Maharaj ji Sangat vich rehna hai, they say palo rahavan. When do we gain fruits by doing the Guru Sangat? Hanji.
Bhajan tahal kar kaal bitavan.
The one who stays in the Guru Sangat and does bhajan ate tahal. Pave bhajan bandagi ate seva. The one who stays in the Guru, this is Baba Buddha ji's bhajan, the one who stays in the Guru sanctuary, they should do seva ate simran. These are the two things you should be doing. Bhajan ate tehla hanji.
Baithe dehe kaaj kis aaye.
Baithe de Sahib Singh ji Maharaj ji sanu eh panch putak sarir baksha. They give us his body. Then what should we be doing in this body? Haath pao kar kaam sab jeet niranjan naal. This is a bani of the Bhagats. I think it's Bhagat Tirlochan ji. They say to us, Haath pao. Haath means our hands. They pair than our Sasanga ji, Haath pao kar kaam sab. They say with our hands and our feet to do work. Pave seva karni hai. But jeet niranjan naal. But jo sada man hai Sasanga ji, our mind should be with Niranjan. Niranjan means the one who is Maya Torad, the one who is pure, has no dog, has no stain. They say even when we're doing seva, where should our mind be with the Guru at all times? So Babaji is making it clear here that we've been given this body to do seva and to do bhajan bandagi hanji.
Suhai na koi mrit jab paaye.
Te mrit jab paaye jado Sahib Singh ji. Sade antala sama avenga, when that last time comes in our life, that last moment, then nobody can touch us. If we live a life, this is the Guru's bhajan. If we stay in the Guru Sangat and we do seva and simran, at the end of our life, nobody, not even death can touch us. Naal Narayana mere, jamdoot na ave nere. That means if God is with me, if I serve the Guru, phir jamdoot na ave nere, at the last one of my life, never death can come near me, hanji.
Kahna lagyo gurbak kah jim.
And then the Sikh says this, kehn lagyo. So Sikh kehn lagga ke gurbak jim keh jim. If the Guru tells me to do seva, फिर असी सेवा करेंगे हाँ जी
टहल करो तिस काल भले तिम
हाँ जी जैसा कैसे फिर असी सेवा करेंगे हाँ जी
कहियो अपर को मानो नहीं
But if anybody else says to me कि भाई तुसी सेवा करिया करो, I'm not going to listen to him. Only if the Guru says it to me, हाँ जी
यह निश्चय मेरे मन माही
यह मेरा मन दा निश्चय है. He says this is the Pure Nishchit, and with great faith he believes is that I'll only do seva if the Guru tells him to do seva, hanji.
Bahur tise bita chirkal.
Tisa Singh ji, more time passed now. And in the Katha of Sant Guru Gurbachan Singh ji, they say, 6 mahine beat ke. For 6 months, they stayed in the Guru Sharan and they keyed every single day, but they did no seva. For 6 months, Singh ji. Every single day. So he definitely earned that t-shirt of eat, sleep, that's it, repeat, nothing else, hanji.
Ek din bolyo Shri Guru Nanak.
Fir Sahib Singh ji, ek din, sutta pe aisi Sikh, he was sleeping one day and the call came for langar. Right? So again in the Guru's times, it wasn't like you just turn up at any time to the Guru card, you have langar. There were set times in a day when the Gurus used to come and have langar. After the Amrit Villa Divan, they did Shame Divan to Bad. After the evening Divan as well, they'd have langar. So when the call came in the morning, you could say, for langar, of course the Sikh woke up, right? Because he wants to have his kheer. But this day when he went to go Guru Ka Langar, we went into the Pangat, where all the Sangat are sitting, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj is sitting in the Sangat as well. Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj is sitting in Pangat, the Guru Angad Dev Ji Sache Pashi looks straight at this Sikh. And they say, Tu kaun hai? Who are you? They say, where have you come from and what seva do you do? They say to them, tell us your seva. And that's when the Sikh has to speak back to Guru Angad Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, Hanji.
Bahut divas ko main abhlakhi.
Say Sache Paatshah, meri abhilasha had this desire inside me that I wanted to do your seva. ਬਹੁਤ ਦਿਨ ਬੀਤ ਗਏ ਹਨ, many days have passed now, but I've not been able to do your seva, ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਨਿਜ ਮੁਖ ਤੇ ਕਛ ਸੇਵ ਨ ਪਾਖੀ।
ਨਿਜ ਮੁਖ, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੁਖ ਤੋਂ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਫਰਮਾਏ, oh Master, you've not said to me to do seva. So this Sikh is saying to Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, I've wanted to do your seva for a long time, but I've been waiting for you to tell me to do seva. That is what they're saying right now to Guru Angad Dev Ji, ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਕਰਿਓ ਬਾਕ ਤਬ ਵੇ ਪਰਵਾਹੇ।
ਫਿਰ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਵੇ ਪਰਵਾਹਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਅੰਗਦ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਬਚਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਆਗਨ ਜਰਹੋ ਇਹੋ ਸੇਵਾ ਆਹੇ।
Guru Angad Dev Ji says ve paravaha. Ve paravaha means that they're carefree, that they are not attached to this creation. They don't get attached like how we do emotion to many things. So Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj says ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, if you do seva now, ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਅਗਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾੜ ਜਾਵੋ। Take your body and burn it in fire, they say to them. That's what Guru Angad Dev Ji says to the Sikh. Why are they saying this for? The Sikh says कि हे सच्चे पातशाह जी, I've been waiting for you to give me a bachan to do seva. The Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj says, I told you to do seva. The Sikh हैरान हो गया, he got shocked, because Guru Angad Dev Ji, I don't remember you telling me to do seva. At that time Guru Angad Dev Ji says, I spoke on the tongue of Baba Buddha Ji. Prabhu Ji bas hai sadh ki rasana. That WhyGuru Ji sits on the tongue of those sadhu sons like Baba Buddha Sahib Ji. So Guru Angad Dev Ji says, when I sat on the tongue of Baba Buddha Ji and I said to you ke seva karya karo, do seva, said you didn't listen to me then. Prabhu Ji bas hai sadh ki rasana, jo kuch kahe so aap ek hai. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj tells in Sri Sukhmani Sahib, jo kuch kahe so aap ne kahe, o pekhan sunano sunavno man mein dhridi hai sach. That the Guru sees everything, pekhan sunana, they can hear everything sunavno. Then the Guru always speaks to us at all times. So Guru Angad Dev Ji said, I spoke to you when you was in the Sangat, Bapfu Baba Buddha Sahib Ji. But they said, chalo, 6 months have passed, and Guru Angad Dev Ji says to the Sikh that you've only got 24 hours to live. They, 24 ਘੰਟੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ you're going to pass away, they say to them. So that's why they say to him, go and burn your body on your funeral pyre, and that will be your seva, because you haven't done the seva for 24 hours. And if you do this, then you'll gain mukti. Now you may be thinking, this is a crazy Sakhi. Why is Guru Sahib Ji telling them to go and burn themselves? Well, you have to stick around to the end of the Katha to find out what happens. But that is the situation he's in now. Ke Maharaj Ji keh rahe hain कि if you want to do seva now, then go on the fire and burn your body, and then you'll be saved in your last moment, because you only got 24 hours to live, Hanji.
Son tab gamneo ban ke mahi.
So tab means tado. Fir Saad Singh Ji, oh Sikh, Maharaj Ji de bachan sun ke, he listens to the Guru's bachan, te ban vich chal gaya, he goes into the jungles. He listens to the Guru's bachan, sat bachan keh ke, he goes into the jungles accepting what Guru Angad Dev Ji is saying to him, Hanji.
Lakari keri batoran tahi.
Te sukya lakra leke Saad Singh Ji ikathiya karke, he gets all these wood together and he makes a big fire, Hanji.
Agan prajulat her kar daryo.
So on one side you may get the wood together and you may think, chalo, I'm going to burn my body. But when he sees the agni, when he sees the fire, fir Sikh dar gaya, he gets scared. How am I going to jump in the fire? There's one thing making the fire, but now I'm going to have to jump in the fire. Nobody wants to burn themselves, right? Why even just touch, when you're like, I remember when I make prashad, they touch the tava and I'm like, get the spatula out and use more, get Singani to do it because it burns my hand, right? Yeah, but the point is that imagine having to sit in the fire. So Fir Saad Sikh dar gaya, he got scared that I'm not going to jump in the fire, Hanji.
Gur bach par neh tikbo karyo.
Tikbo Saad Singh jo Maharaj Ji the bachan, see the bachan of Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj is not in his mind anymore. Pave ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਰਧਾ ਟੁੱਟ ਗਈ. His faith in the Guru has broken now. He's got shanka in his mind, doubt. ਕਿ I don't want to do this. I don't want to burn in the fire, ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਇੱਕ ਤਸਕਰ ਚੋਰੀ ਕੋ ਮਾਲ.
ਪਰ ਸਾਧ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਸਕਰ, ਇੱਕ ਚੋਰ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ. That's a thief comes at the same moment. Why? So imagine this. The Sikh is standing there. He's walking around the fire, thinking, I don't want to jump in this fire. and a taskar means a chor comes at that same moment towards this Sikh, Hanji.
लिए जात आयो तिस काल
उसे वेले उसने Sikh दे पास आया, Hanji.
पेख अचरज को पूछन करियो
ते इस आश्चर्य घटना देख के, by seeing what's happening right now, कि a Sikh is walking in the fire, he gets shocked at that time, Hanji.
एह कया करत एह ते करियो.
And they say to the Sikh, what are you doing? So, like is written in the, that is said in the Katha of Vadde Mahapurush, the chor says to the Sikh, you're Sikh of the Guru, why you walk on the fire? This is like the riti of the Hindus. Why are you doing this for? Why are you standing next to this fire, Hanji?
गोरे को बच मुँह कहो तिन कहियो.
Fir Sas ji Sikh kehne laga, the Sikh says that this is the bachan of Guru Angad Dev Ji, that I have to jump in the fire and burn myself and then I'll gain mukti. That is what the Sikh says to the chor at that time, Hanji.
जरो अगन अब जाए न दहियो.
The Sas Singh said that if I jump in this fire, then I'll get mukti at the same time. This is the bachan of Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Hanji.
तेस को गर्भ विनाशन हेत.
The Sas Singh Ji, when the chor hears about this, the thief, Guru Angad Dev Ji the bachan, this is the bachan of Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, he starts to have these thoughts in his mind, Hanji.
बोलियो तस्कर होए सोचेत.
Fir Sas Singh Ji us taskar sochet hoke, he gets ready and he's going to say something back to this Sikh. That's got to jump in the fire, Hanji. What does he say, Hanji?
मैं कलमल कीने समुदाये.
He says that मैं बहुत पाप कीते. And he goes, I've done so many sins in my life. This is what the chor is saying, okay, the thief, the taskar. He's saying that I've committed so many sins in my life, Hanji.
यहाँ जरे ते सब मिट जाए.
But is Agni de vich, in this fire, all of my sin, mere sare paap mit jange. All my sins will be taken away if I come in this fire. So what do you think is going for the mind of the chor? He's thinking that if Guru Angad Dev Ji is saying, if somebody jumps in this fire, if that Sikh jumps in this fire, he's going to get mukti, then, and he doesn't want to do it, I'll jump in the fire. I'll jump in the fire and said all of my sins will be washed away because the fire will burn away all my sins, Hanji.
मोते दरब सरब अब लेवो.
And they say, all this money that I have, that I've just stolen, they say, you take it. I've just stolen from a Raja. I've got this Tana Daulata, that tusi le lavo, you take all of it, and I'll take something in return, Hanji. What will I take, Hanji?
श्री गुर पाक मोल मुझ देवो.
Jo Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji de amolak bachan han. The amolak, the priceless bachan of the Guru, I'll take that. You take this worldly money that I've just stolen, and you keep this, and this is enough money to feed you, to feed your children, to feed your grandchildren, to feed everyone. You take this, and you give me the Guru's bachan. Look how much shraddha this person has in the Guru's bachan. And they say, give me this, and I'll give you all this money, Hanji.
सुन कै धन ली नस्ल लचाए.
This Sas Singh Ji, Jado Lobi Sikh ne sunya, when he heard this, the greedy Sikh, lalach means to become very greedy. He got very greedy at that time, and he accepted what the chor said to him. And he said, Chalo, let's make this trade then. I'll take the money, and you jump in the fire. So then they both faced Sri Khadur Sahib, and Ardas Kiti Guru Angad Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji nu, and they said, let us switch. Let me take the wealth, the Sikh says, and the chor says, let me jump in the fire, let me gain mukti, let my path be washed away, Hanji.
Tab laskar tan deen jalaye.
Tab taskar him is a chor, tan deen jalai. Fir jira chor si Sas Singh Ji jumped on the fire. He jumped on the fire and his body burned away at that time, Hanji.
Surpur te beban chal aava.
Te Sas Singh Ji, where did he go? Surpur, Swargalok. अपने शरीर छाड़ के he went to the heavens, Hanji.
सादर कह के तुरत चढ़ावा.
बहुत ही सादर ना पावे आदर ना Sas Singh Ji, with great respect, he went to the next world and he gained a lot of honor because he followed the Guru's bachan, Hanji.
सुख अनंत मह जाए रहे हो है.
With so much sukh, with so much pleasure, he went to that next world. because he man the Guru's bachan, Hanji.
ਗੁਰ ਬਚਤੇ ਅਗ ਦਹਿਓ ਹੈ
Because in the Guru's bachan, Sahib Singh Ji, ag hai means paap. On the sare paap nash ho gaya. All his sins were washed away, were burnt away, were destroyed because he followed the Guru's bachan, Hanji.
ਲੋਭ ਧਾਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਗਮਣਿਓ ਕਰ ਕੋ
So the Sikh, Maaf Karo ji, the chor has been burnt, okay, and now he's passed away. But jera lobi Sikh si saasni what happened to him? He takes the money and he goes back home. Apne ghar nu chal gaya, Hanji.
ਗਹਿਓ ਨਾਨਨ ਤਿਸ ਲੱਖ ਤਸ ਕਰ ਕੋ
Te sare pind de lok ne jaan liya saasni. All the people of the village realize कि इन्होंने चोरी की थी, he's stolen. He's gone out and he's stolen all this money. Where's he got it from? He's a thief, Hanji.
ਕੋਟ ਵਾਰ ਕੇ ਕਰਿਓ ਅਗਾਰੀ
So when they're told, the main, you could say like the generals or the people in charge of the village at the time, like the police, कि this Sikh has done chori, Hanji.
ਤਿਨ ਦੇਖਤ ਹੀ ਗਿਰਾ ਉਚਾਰੀ
They see this Singh Ji on the bachan kita, the Kotavar, the people that are in charge of giving this bachan, Hanji.
ਛੀਨ ਲਿਹੋ ਤਿਸ ਕੋ ਸਭ ਮਾਲ
Ke chhin raho. They say all is done, all that wealth, take it off him. Take all that money that is gone, take it off him, Hanji.
ਫਾਂਸੀ ਦੇਹੋ ਜਾਏ ਤਤਕਾਲ
They usnu kaldi fahi devo, give him the news of death. So what was the Guru's bachan? Ki after 24 hours you're going to die, you're going to leave your body. He tried to escape from the fire, where the Guru said that you gain mukti, but on the other side, he didn't listen, he took the money, and then he was caught with the money, and then he's been told that you're going to be hung to death, Hanji.
ਹੁਕਮ ਮਾਨ ਫਾਂਸੀ ਤਿਸ ਦੀਨਾ
They saw it in the, you could say the executioner came, Hukam man ke, he took the noose and put it around his death, around his neck, Hanji.
ਮੂਰਖ ਮਰਿਓ ਧਰਮ ਤੇ ਹੀਨਾ
Muruk Sikh ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮਰ ਗਿਆ ਸਾਸ in the Sikh died anyway. He passed away after 24 hours. Dharam hina, dharam to bina. Why? So they say there's 10 qualities of a righteous person. Khima ahinsa, daya mrida, sat bachan tapadan, Sila Saucha Trisna Bina Dharma Linga Dasajan. These are the 10 qualities of a Dharmi Purush, a righteous person. And one of those is Satbachan. Satbachan means that we keep our words. If we say something, we follow it through. If we say Satbachan to the Guru, that we follow through. But this Sikh Dharmahina, he didn't follow the Guru's bachan because he tried to be a bit clever at the end and try and get out of it, Hanji.
ਗੁਰੂ ਬਚਨ ਪਰ ਜਹ ਪ੍ਰਤੀਤ
They saw Singh Ji, they say, but those people who have Sharda, Pratiti, those ones that have faith in the Guru's bachan, Hanji.
ਤਿਸ ਹੈ ਮਿਲ ਹੈ ਊਚੋ ਪਦ ਨੀਤ
Usnu Sah Singh Ji, Uchi Padvi. Pave Sah Singh Ji, Keval Mukti Prapat ho jandi hai. They gain the highest state of liberation, those ones who accept the Guru's bachan, Hanji.
ਤਜ ਹੈ ਬਾਕ ਤਰ ਲੋਭ ਵਿਸਾਲਾ
But Sah Singh, those who become greedy and they renounce the Guru's bachan, Hanji.
ਪਾਵ ਹੈ ਨਰਕ ਤੁਰਤ ਹੋਏ ਕਾਲਾ
They say they face the worst type of pain ever and they fall into the worst type of hell, Hanji.
ਦੋਹਰਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਸੰਤ ਤੇ ਲਾਭ ਤੇ
They Sah Singh Ji, the Guru says to us, how do we gain great profit, labh, by coming into the Guru Sharan? When we come into the Guru sanctuary, how can we take the most away from what the Guru is saying to us, Hanji?
ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਦ੍ਰਿੜ ਮਤ ਜੋਏ
Gurmukhi, Sanmukh ho ke by always facing a Guru, Gurmukhi, speaking the words of a Guru, Dreda Mata Joy, and taking the Guru's teachings and enshrining them inside our heart, that they reside in our heart, and that we cannot live out the Guru's bachans. I want to always follow the Guru is saying to us all the time to the best of our ability, Hanji.
ਮਨਮੁਖ ਚੰਚਲ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੋ
But that one who is a manamukh, who turns their back on the Guru, their mind is always fickle. Their mind is always chanchal. The mind never sits still. It's always wandering around and around. Like we said earlier about the essence of a Sakhi, by listening to Guru Sahib Ji's Sakhiya, then our mind becomes still. Ta chanchal mat tyagi. That mind of ours that is very chanchal, that always moves around because it doesn't sit still. When we listen to the Guru Sakhiya, then we have this stillness in our mind. Is at the car, then we can focus. Ta chanchal mat tyagi. Jira chanchal man hai Sah Singh Ji, it becomes still. By listening to a story of the Guru. and it's not focusing on anything else. Hanji.
Sikhi ulti hoye.
So again, the one who has a chanchal man, a chanchal mat, the one who turns their back on the Guru, ulti Sikhi. That the Sikhi can easily be turned over, it can easily fall, they can easily lose their Sikhi. Hanji.
Mahima Satgur Bachan ki.
But this is the Mahima, this is the greatness in the Guru's Bachan. Hanji.
Dekho Pune Paraman.
Kavi Santokh Singh says, Dekho, this great Paraman, this great example of what the Guru is saying. What is the essence of this story? The essence here is that the Guru said to the Guru spoke to the Sikh through Baba Buddha ji, ke do seva, ke bhajan tehla karo. They said to them, ke seva te simran karo. But the Sikh never followed the Guru's bachan, Prabhuji bas hai saad ke rasana. And then when Guru Sahib Ji spoke to the Sikh and said, you don't do seva, and he said, I was waiting for you to tell me, and I understood that they spoke for Baba Buddha Sahib Ji. At that time, Guru Sahib Ji said, then just go and do this one seva and go and sit on the fire and burn yourself. But of course, he switched places with a chor. But as the Itihas is written in different granths, and how the saints would tell us what actually happened, was that the Sikh passed away anyway. But that chor who stole all the wealth and switched place with the Sikh, he didn't actually burn in the fire. Because what comes in Gurbani is Guru ka bachana basai ji na le, jal nahi doobe, taskar nahi leve, pahe na sake jale. What does that mean? Guru Sahib Ji says that the Guru's bachan basai ji na le. It resides in my heart. The one who has faith in the Guru's bachan and they keep that inside their heart, they say that jal nahi doobe. They say that person cannot drown in water. Taskar nahi leve. Nobody can steal that from us as well. Then pahe na sake jale. It cannot be burnt as well, the Guru's bachan. So what is written is that that chor that sat on the fire, he never burnt. Because pahe na sake jale. Because the Guru ka bachan basai ji nale. Because the Guru's bachan is in his heart. Yeah, that Sharda, that if Guru Angad Ji said, if you sit on this fire, then you gain mukti. He gained mukti. All of his path were taken, all his bandhan were cut, all his shackles were broken at that time. And then what happened? He went to Guru Angad Ji Sangat. He went to Sri Khadur Sahib, and Guru Angad Ji said to him that now you must leave this life of being a thief and live the life of a Sikh, become a Sanamukh, a Gurmukh. And that's he lived his life in Sodapur. He went to the greatest type of heaven, Pave Sach Khanda Vase Nirankar. So what is the essence of this story? That even if we just take one teaching of the Guru, Ek sabda mera pran basta hai, bahura janam na ava. If we just take one of the teachings of the Guru and we enshrine that inside our heart, bahura, they say we never have to come back again in this world. So it's about earning the Guru's bachans. That's what we're here to do. And the best way to do that is in Sadh Sangat. Again, Baba Buddha Sahib Ji's bachan ke seva karni hai, naam japana, to do these things, but in Sadh Sangat. And Sadh Sangat is not a face. Sadh Sangat is not a person, it's a collective in which we do this company. And just one last vichar on this as well. That Sikh, in one respect, had everything, but he lost it all in his greed. And we can easily lose everything just in one moment. Just like that. Just like that's written in Gurbani, if I can remember the Pankti, they said, Nimikha Kama Swad Karna. Nimikha Kam. Just because of one small act of Kam, they say that all of our Pajya Bandhigi been washed away. Just from one act of Kam. Nimikha Kam Swad Karna. Kota Dinasa. Pankti's gone on my head. But the point here is that just from one act of lust, of anger, of greed, we could just lose everything. Why? Just in that one moment, Kadi Mohota, Rangaman hai, Phir Bohora Bohora, Janama Ave. Maaf ko ji forgot that Pankti on the end part. But they say that just in that one moment of pleasure that we indulge in, we can lose everything. And again, the lot of the Sangha here, I would say, are probably in their youth, younger ages. But just understand that any age, the Panch Chor do not discriminate with against we're old or young. Right? But just in one moment, we can lose everything. So what is our sanctuary? What is our shelter? It's the Guru Sharan. It's the Guru sanctuary that keeps us safe. So Guru Maharaj Ji Kirpa Karan that we can always stay in the Sangat and we can do Seva Ate Simran. The Sahaj Singh Ji, just the last few lines of the part and then we do Samapti the Katha. Hanji.
ਬੇਮੁਖ ਪਇਓ ਸਿਖ ਫਾਸ ਤਿਸ ਤਸ ਕਰ ਸਰਗ ਮਹਾਨ.
And they say, Sahaj, Bemukha, the one who turned their back on the Guru, they gain the noose of death. But the Chor Sahaj Singh Ji, the one who took upon the Guru's teachings, Swarga Mahan. Ke on the Antale Samadhi, in the last one of his life, they went to Sachkhand because they accepted the Guru's bachan. Very simple, but at the same time very, very hard. Just one bachan. If we take anything away from today, let's just take away one teaching from the Guru and apply that into our lives. Like how Guru Sahib says, Bahora Jaram na ava. So, Inya Parvan Karniya, please forgive all the mistakes made in the Katha Vichar. We now have some Katha and Kirtan by Bhai Baljit Singh Ji, Bibi Gurpreet Kaur, and by Rajan Singh Ji as well. Just one more benti. It's so nice to see a lot of Sangat here. It's amazing to see this much Sangat. The aim, as by Charandeep Singh said earlier, was to make this a monthly thing, where either Das, by Baljit Singh, even the Sevadars here, sambal the Seva, and they do the Seva, and this can grow, this Seva. That in that respect, there should be a weekly, maybe start with a monthly slot, where we can come English Katha, English Punjabi Katha, where this Sangat, you could say, can take a laha from it. A lot of those people may not understand Punjabi or may be more comfortable in a language that's more accessible to them. So I guess my benti to the Sangat is please attend every single month when these divans are taking place and then get involved in the Seva as well. Right? Get involved in Seva. There's a stall outside. There's a WhatsApp group that's been made for the Leeds Sangat. So join that Seva. And we had a Seva meeting today before this Katha. From about 3:30, our time about 4:15 Indian timing, right, till about 5:30. So hopefully next time we see more faces there, we could do more seva as well. So again, India benti parvan karne with the last two pankti and then we do samapti. Hanji.
Mahma Satgur Bachan ki dekho pun praman. Bemukh payo sikh fas tis taskar swarg महान.
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਹੈ ਭਾਈ ਸੁਖਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ and ਬੀਬੀ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕੌਰ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਣਾਈ ਹੈ. We're so grateful to Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj that we've had these moments, this opportunity as Sangat together to listen to katha from Bhai Sahib Ji and Bibi Ji. So ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੁਣ ਭਾਈ ਬਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਆ ਗਏ ਹਨ. ਭਾਈ ਬਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ is here with Bibi Gurpreet Kaur and Bhai Rajan Singh Ji. And they'll start to do some Kirtan, Katha, Vichar with all of us in English as well, something that we can all relate to. And Maharaj Kirpa, we're all here together today, Sadh Sangat Ji. This is such a great turnout that everyone's here. And Bahut Dhanwad Sarenda, massive thank you to everybody for coming to the Gurudwara Sahib on your Saturday night. Ek keemtiyan ghadiyan tusi aap apne samay chon kad ke ta tusi ithe Guru Ghar aaye ho. And you know, this is so amazing. And again, Maharaj, ehi kirpa karan ke that we can try and do this collectively as a Sangat, as a community on a regular basis. And as Bhai Sukhdeep Singh Ji Huni said, maybe we'll do this monthly. And again, Guru Sahib kirpa karan, it might become more regular than that, but let's start with monthly. Starting back in January will be our next one. We'll put out the notices through social media, through the Gurudwara Sahib as well, and through our normal communication links through our groups to make you aware of any future seva, any other opportunities. And again, if je kisi ne seva de vich involved hona hove, if anybody wants to get involved in seva, if you want to do Kirtan, if you want to take part in Katha seva, if you want to do any other kind of seva around these divans, please do not hesitate. Everyone is more than welcome to participate. As Bhai Sukhdeep Singh Ji says, je apa ek vi Guru Sahib Ji da bachan apa ek pad liye, if we get onto one instruction from Guru Sahib Ji and we apply that in our lives, it doesn't matter who we are. Guru Sahib Ji even says to us, Ogan Bakshle Prabh. If Guru Sahib Ji, if you forgive us for any of our past mistakes, we've all made so many mistakes. Sometimes we think we're not worthy, but Guru Sahib Ji makes us worthy. Pichle Ogan Bakshle Prabh, then Maharaj Aage Marg Pave. Then Guru Sahib Ji will put us on their path if we follow their instructions. So everyone is welcome to Seva Sad Sangat Ji. Please don't think that you're not. And if you want to get involved, please see the stall Sevadars outside for basics, or you can see Das or any of the Sevadars here, Govinda Singh Ji as well, Daljinder V Ji as well. Please reach out. Any of the BBR want to get involved, you're more than welcome. Benti hai from Bhai Sahib Ji. If any of the BBGs or anybody wants to get involved with Kirtan now, so if you want to come on stage, you can do and sing along with Bibi Gurpreet Benji and Bhai Sahib Ji as well. So if anybody wants to come along and sing Kirtan as well, again, Satsang Ji, we're all going to sing Kirtan today. This is not just a case of that we're just listening, we're going to sing together as well. So if anybody wants to come and do Kirtan Seva, you're absolutely welcome to sit with the Jatha and join in too. So Benji Aage, if anybody else wants to come along, you're more than welcome. Okay ji, Satsang Ji, Bhai Baljeet Singh Ji huni, ta ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਥੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕਥਾ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਸੁਣੀਏ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
एक राती हर बेन रहे ਮਰ ਜਾਈ ਹੈ।
ਜਿਉ ਬਿਨ ਅਮਲੈ ਅਮਲੀ ਮਰ ਜਾਈ ਹੈ।
ਜਿਉ ਬਿਨ ਅਮਲੈ ਅਮਲੀ ਮਰ ਜਾਈ ਹੈ। ਸਕੈ ਅੰਤ ਮਾਤੀ। हर जपियो
हर के संत जना हर जपियो हर
के संत जना हर जपियो
रंग चलूले राती
रंग चलूले राती
हर हर भगत बनियत सोहा हर
हर भगत बनियत शोभा
हर हर भगत बनियत सोहा हर
हर भगत बनियत शोभा
हर जपियो तन पाती हर
जपियो तम पाती
हर जपियो तन पाती
हर जपियो तम पाती
हर बेन रहे नास को एक राती
हर बेन रहना सको एक राती
हर बेन रहे नास को एक राती
हर बेन रहना सको एक राती
जो बिन अमल अमली मर जाई है
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 जो हर बिन हम मर जाई क्यों हर बिन हम मर जाई हर बिन रहे नास को एक राती
हर बिन रहना सको एक राती
हर बिन रहे नास को एक राती
हर बिन रहना सको एक राती
आपे ठाकुर आपे सेवक
आपे ठाकुर आपे सेवक
आपे ठाकुर आपे सेवक
आपे ठाकुर आपे सेवक
आपे पाती
आप बनावे पाती
आप बनावे पाती
आप बनावे पाती
नानक जन तुमरी सरनाई
नानक जन तुमरी शरणाई
नानक जन तुमरी सरनाई
नानक जन तुमरी शरणाई
हर राखो लाज बगाती
हर राखो लाज गाती
हर राखो लाज गाती
हर
WhyGuru, WhyGuru. WhyGuru, 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 WhyGuru,
WhyGuru, WhyGuru.
So Sangat Ji, we're going to sing 3 panktiyan from the Shabad to start with. And it's the first paudi of the Shabad, and we're also going to sing the Rahau Pankti. The Shabad that has been blessed to us by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Padshah Ji. And the Shabad is Tuj bin Kari na Jeevana. Trig Rahena Sansar. We're all going to sing this together. Wherever we go, we always say, and we do this benti, that there may be concerts that people go to where they go and listen to somebody perform, for somebody performing and singing, but Kirtan is very different. Kirtan isn't something that is performed. Kirtan is something that is blessed to us, for us to be able to connect to. And we do that collectively, and we do that together. So Sangat Ji, jehड़ा Kirtan है ना, ਆਪਾਂ ਕੇਵਲ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੇਖਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਏ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਨ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ. We've all come here to do Kirtan together, to sing the praises of WhyGuru Ji. And we're going to sing this Shabad together. Tuj bin Kari na Jeevana. Tuj bin, without you. Kari means for even. We can be technical, and Kari can be translated to 24 minutes, but the translation to Kari here is for even a moment. It's saying that I don't want to live even for a moment without you, without WhyGuru. Trig Rahena Sansar, because then living in this world is a curse for me if I'm going to live whilst forgetting you. And I want to live remembering you. I don't want to live this life without you. And you might be thinking, okay, we're going to sing these words, Tuj bin Kari na Jeevana. And we might all be singing together that I don't want to live without WhyGuru for even a moment, but what does that even mean? Because sometimes we sing these words, we say these things, we say that, and it's not necessary that everybody's going to be feeling this. Somebody will see these words, and we might say these words alongside, but it doesn't mean that we are necessarily feeling that, well, I don't want to be living without WhyGuru for even a moment, because I don't even know what that means to live without WhyGuru. We don't always ask ourselves these type of questions. So, okay, let's get everybody involved. Everybody that is sat here today, put your hands up if you, at some point in your life, if you thought about what it means to live with WhyGuru. If you've given it some form of thought in your life, what does it mean to remember and to live Jeevana? I don't want to live without you, but what does it mean to live with WhyGuru then? Who's given these questions some thought that what would it even mean to live with WhyGuru? Who's thought about these things? There's quite a lot of us. Most of us have given these questions some thought. So what does it mean? What comes to our mind? What does it mean to live with WhyGuru? What does it mean to live without WhyGuru? Tuj bin Kari na Jeevana, Trig Rahena Sansar. That just living in this world just becomes a big curse. So we want to learn today, is our living in this world, has it become a curse? Have we become a burden on this world, being here? Or are we living with WhyGuru? Because the first line is so beautiful, what Guru Sahib Ji is saying here. And they say that Da Gusai Mitula. What a beautiful line. Guru Arjan Dev Ji is saying Da, it's spelled here Dadda Yaya, but the pronunciation of that is the Yaya turns into a Dalama, and we say Da. Da means Dayal. Dayal here is a noun. The noun here is describing WhyGuru. And Dayal is a name for WhyGuru. And Dayal translates to what? What does that mean? Is the Shabad up? Okay, yeah. So over here in this translation, the word Dayal, there isn't actually translated. It just says, "Oh dear Lord." So it's translated there to dear, but it's not what it means. It means Dayal, but what does Dayal mean? So it's a noun, it's another name of God. So what does that mean? Sorry, Vijay, go on. Being can be translated literally to the master, Da Gusai Mitula. And the word Mitula means, somebody from the Penjis, what does the word Mitula mean here? I'll give you a clue, meet. Sorry? Friend, yes. You're going to be loud. I don't know why everyone's shy here. Don't be shy. Nice and loud, everyone. This is our diwan. We're not performers. We don't perform. We're here with you guys. We are a part of the Sangat. What are we here to do? Mil Sangat Har Prab Vasah Jio. But the first part is amazing. And the second part is all of Gurbani is amazing. But the first part's really cool. Gurbani here is saying, Mil Sat Sangat Khoj Dasai. What are we doing? Why have we just drove 2.5 years for? Not to perform Kirtan and Gatha. We've come here to do Sangat. We've come here, Mil, to join. Mil Sat Sangat. With who? Sangat means to be with you all. To join and be with you. With who? With those that have come here collectively that are yearning for Sat, for the truth. They want to know the truth behind this whole great play and creation that we're in. We've got this yearning to know that WhyGuru that's inside of us. Mil Sat Sangat Khoj Dasai. We're all here searching and seeking for the truth. And our energy saying, Dasai, tell me. Tell me something about WhyGuru. Tell me something about God. That's what we're here to do. Da Gusai Mitala, the O compassionate one, O my friend, O my compassionate friend, Da Gusai Mitala. And then the next part is, Tu sang hamare baas jiyo. Tu sang means with. Tu sang hamare us. Tu sang hamare baas. Baas could be translated with or close. Baas jiyo, you are close to me. You are with me. Singh, now put your hands up if there's ever a time in your life when that question has come into your mind. Where are you? You don't feel close. I don't understand how you are compassionate. If you've ever felt that in your life, put your hands up. It's not easy to be truthful. But the first step, if we want to get anywhere closer to that WhyGuru inside of us, is Sat, is truth for living. And there's many layers to truth. And one of the layers to truth is to start being truthful to ourselves. Yes, I have felt that. I have felt that I can't really feel you being close to me. But then this Shabad is saying that Da Gusai, but you're compassionate, you're a friend, Tu sang hamare ba, you are close to me. And tuj bin karina jeevana, I don't want to be away from you. Let's sing these lines and then let's dive deeper into what that even means. I've not thought about what I'm going to say about it, But if once we sing these words, and then from your energy, I'm sure we'll be able to say something. So let's sing these words together first.
तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार
सारे जपो जी।
तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार जी प्राण सुख दात्या निमख निमख बलहार जी जी प्राण सुख दात्या निमख निमख बलहार जी तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार दे गुसाई मीतला तू संग हमारे बास जियो दे गुसाई मीतला तू संग हमारे बास जियो दे गुसाई मीतला तू संग हमारे पास जियो दे गुसाई मीतला तू संग हमारे पास जियो तू संग हमारे पास जियो तू संग हमारे पास जियो तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना त्रिगुणा संसार।
संगत जी, Tag Gusai Mitula. A friend is somebody that always remains by our side. A friend is somebody that will always be willing to understand us. It doesn't matter what changes we go through in our life. A friend is somebody that will always be there. That friend might not always know what to say. At times they might go quiet. At times they'll share some words. But that friend will always be there. That's what it means to have a companion. But such a friend that is forever compassionate as well. And what it means to be compassionate. To be compassionate, it means that somebody can feel your pain. To be compassionate means somebody can feel your pain and somebody has this intense emotion that they want to take your pain away. That's compassion. And the Guru tells us that that is one of the makeups of God. Because for us to know if we're living with God or if we're living without God, we need to know what God is made up of. And the Guru tells us that, let me tell you what God is made up of. Often in times we'll feel that God is at a distance. Gave ko jape dise dur. There's times it feels like that God is far away. But then there's times you can feel that Gave ko vekha hadra hadur. But then there's times that God feels present. What does it mean that God is forever waiting for us and is compassionately waiting for us and wants to take away our pain and suffering? What does it mean that God is forever our friend? Who that is sitting here, and I know that everybody's playing the game with us because there's only like literally a handful that are raising their hands. That's because we're not used to coming to the Gurdwara and being a part of something and feeling that we're going to walk away from here today feeling a part that was a part of the Sangat, and there was a shift when we walked away from here. Who sitting here talks to God in their own way regularly, even every day? Who talks to God internally? So that's most of us. Most of us have got this personal relationship to God. And some people talk to God. Remember when Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, Gave ko jape dise dur, Guru Nanak Dev Ji didn't say that you think that God doesn't exist. You're still saying God exists for me, but in this moment, jape means seems. God seems like God's at a distance. It just seems like that at the moment. But it doesn't mean God doesn't exist for me. So at some points, at some times, we'll talk to God as if God is far, but we still are saying that you exist. We're not saying that you don't exist for me. And Sangatji, in your lives, even right now, in this very moment, whatever you are going through, you can communicate that to God. And sometimes it might feel like you're talking to yourself. Sometimes it feels like you've gotten stuck in your head and you can't get out of your thoughts. And you want to escape from those thoughts. In today's terminology, the world of mental health refers to these type of things as ruminating thoughts. When there's certain thoughts that keep going round and round. They refer to them as intrusive thoughts when you're having thoughts that you don't want to have. They just come into your head and you're thinking, I don't want to be thinking, why did that thought come? And sometimes you start to believe that that's what you are, but it was just a thought that's called intrusive. You didn't want it, but it came anyway. And you're thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I had that thought. Who's experienced that in their life? And then you think, oh my God, I'm so bad that I had that thought. That thought doesn't make you in entirety. It doesn't mean that's what you are. Gurbani talks about this. Gurbani says that Chint pavan man pareo hamara. It says that there's moments in my life when it feels like a whirlpool inside for me and things are just going round and round. And I can't seem to get out of my head. I don't want to be thinking about that, but I can't stop. Chinta Pavan. Pavan means? What Pavan is, Roger? He said it's one of these. Sangaji, anyone? It's a bit of sign language here. Rajan said it's that. Huh? A whirlwind, yeah, that's it. It's a whirlwind. A pavan is a whirlwind. And look, Bhagat Kabir ji is saying, they're saying that there's times in our life when there's a whirlwind of thoughts, but very anxious thoughts going on inside of our own mind. Chinta pavan. Man paryo hamara, my mind, meaning my thoughts here, very specifically our thoughts, paryo hamara, have my mind, my thoughts are just stuck in this whirlwind and I can't seem to escape from it. But there's somebody inside of us. There's someone inside of all of us that is compassionate, that wants to take that pain away for us. There's somebody inside of us that is Daya Gosai, and then Mitula, that is our friend. Because a friend that is forever willing to listen and wanting to listen. Tu sang hamare baas jiyo. Sangaji, right now in this very moment, remind yourself that God's with you. Just say it to yourself, just remind yourself that God's with us. Man, we'll say these panktis together. I'll say it first and you say it after me. Man har ji tera naal hai. Let's say that together. Man har ji tera naal hai. What does that mean? Man, oh my mind, har ji WhyGuru, that one that is compassionate, the one that is our friend, the one that is always with us, the one that can take away our suffering. Man har ji tere naal hai. Oh my mind, that one is with you. Right now, in this moment. Everyone has access to God right now. Right in this moment. God isn't far. We often think that we have to go looking for God. If everyone just closes their eyes just for a moment. If we close our eyes and just say that again. And let's say it now and let's speak to our mind. Let's say together, Man har ji tera naal hai. Oh my mind, WhyGuru, that one is with you, is present right now in this moment inside of me, is forever waiting for me, has always been with me, and is with me right now. And Sanghaji, how do you know you're getting closer to God? How do you know that you are living your life with God? Tuj bin karina jeevana. I don't want to live even a moment without you. How do you know that you're living with God? How would you even know that? So, you feel? So the question is, how would you know you're with God in this moment? So there's this sense of barag that comes initially. So you're saying you feel lost from the world. That can help us to spark us to go inside towards God. But how do I know that when I've told my mind that you are there, you're with me? Tere naal hai. Oh my mind, it's there. WhyGuru's with you. How do I know that I'm not now living without God? I'll be in a constant state of love, of sahaj, of complete peace and balance inside. I'll be in a state of compassion. The moment I'm not in a state of compassion myself, when I see others suffering, it doesn't even bother me. I don't care. I know that I've now Trig Jivan, this life is cursed for me then. I've separated from God. The moment I'm in compassion, because God is compassion, I know I'm with God. This life is now worth living. Now I'm with you. The moment people say that you should love yourself, I say, what does that mean? Who's heard of this new age kind of language? Who's heard this? You should love yourself. Who's heard about this? What does that mean? Because it can mean different things for different people. What does it mean to love yourself? What a part of you within you is going to love what part of you? Have you thought about that? With your awareness, you can be kind to your thoughts. But Sangatji, Gurbani is saying something else. Gurbani isn't saying love yourself or love someone. Gurbani is saying find love within yourself and be love. Then you don't need to love something within yourself. Gurbani wants you to be love. Gurbani wants you to be the fire. It wants you to burn, meaning if you think of love to be like that fire, Gurbani wants you to be that. The moment I'm feeling enmity or hatred or bitterness towards someone, I know Trig Jivan Sansar. Then my life is cursed and I've left God. It's actually really simple. And Sangatji, we don't have to complicate it. The moment that happens to us and I start to say, I can't stand that person, I hate that person, all I have to say to myself is, oh, I've just left God. And then what do I say? I want to go back to you. Manre nij ghar vasa hoy. I want to stay at home. I don't want to leave home because my home is love. My home is forgiveness. My home is compassion. My home is bliss. And the moment I step away from that, I've left home, meaning I've left my soul, I've left God. And the moment I try and justify, no, but they deserve to be hated on because they did that, in the same breath you can say, yes, okay, they deserve to be hated on, and yes, I want to hate them, but in the same breath you should also tell yourself, that means I don't want to be with God anymore. Does that make sense? So the next time you say, well, yeah, I'm going to hate that person because of what they did to me. But don't forget to say, then I don't want to be with God. Because that's what we're saying. Is that what we want to say? How about if we start off with being real and authentic to ourselves? In this moment, I'm hating this person, but that's not where I want to stay. Because I want to go back home. I want to be with myself. I want to be with God because God is there. Gosai Mitula. God is beautiful. God is this friend that feels other people's pain. Because compassion doesn't stop at, okay, take this, what does it mean? What does God mean? Because when we say God is one and compassion is one, then does that mean, so say if Karanveer did something really horrible to Rajan, then we look at Rajan as the victim and that Rajan needs the compassion, but then Karanveer needs the hatred. That's duality. That's separation. That's not being with your soul. The actions that we take for both could be very different. Karanveer could be violent. So I might need to take certain steps and certain action towards him to stop him from being violent, but being with WhyGuru. And one means that my compassion is equal for both, but my action might be different outwardly. Does that make sense? The moment your compassion stops one direction, you've left God. Then Trig Jivan Sansar. Trig Rahana Sansar. That's a different Bani. That's Guru Angad Dev Ji's slok. Then Sangat Ji, and you know what? It's okay if we're not there at the moment, because most of us aren't, that's the truth. But we've come here to get there. We've got to at least understand that. We've come here to the Gurdwara not to stay the way we were, but to become more godlike. Then this coming here has been successful. Imagine living in that world where your heart is constantly filled with love, constantly filled with compassion, where you constantly are a friend to everyone, but you take whatever action needs to be taken. The moment you okay yourself to hate on someone or to feel bitterness towards someone, you're saying that I'm leaving God. That is what it means. This is what Guru Arjan Dev Ji is saying. Now imagine singing this. Now what we're going to sing together is, don't let me stay in a state of hating on someone or being bitter or holding bitter feelings towards someone, because then I can't. Then it's easy to have these amazing posters up in our home saying Nirpau Nirvar. But I'm telling you, becoming it is a very different thing. We're not here to worship that, we're here to become that. And it's okay if you don't want to become it. If we say, I don't want to become that, I'm just saying I want to continue suffering. That's what it means. If I say, I don't want to become that, I'm saying I'm happy to keep suffering. But nobody wants to keep suffering. We can test that out, just in case. You just never know, right? Let's ask the question. Sangat Ji, who's sitting here, if was given the option, what would you choose, number 1 or number 2? So number 1 is that you get to choose to be in a loving, compassionate, forgiving state until your last breath from this moment. That's option 1. Or option 2 is, you have it every so often for a couple of minutes a week, but most of the time you're in this state of frustration, anger, hatred and bitterness. What do you want, Sangat Ji? If you want number 1, put your hands up. But you know, when somebody's done something to you that is very horrific, you don't want to let go of the bitterness. And we're actually saying I want to choose number 2. That isn't staying with God. That is saying that this is now saying that it's okay that I might be in that state in this moment, but that's why we're going to sing these words now with a different feel behind it. Now we're going to cry out to say, Tujh min kari na jeevana. I don't want to live even a moment without you. Because in a moment without you means I'm either going to be in a state of hate, anger, frustration, bitterness. That's what it means to live without God. And remember, you can choose God right now. Bhagat Freed told us, Aaj Malawa Sheikh Farid Takim Kunjadiyan Manhum Chindadiyan. Bhagat Freed ji said, Aaj, today means right now. Aaj Milawa Sheikh Farid. Sheikh Farid says, yeah, I can get you to God right now, right this moment. But right this moment, they said the problem is Takim Kunjadiyan. There's crows that are picking at you and eating away at you. And those crows are the crows of this hatred, this bitterness. They're picking at us. They're saying, no, don't let go. Because you know, we're in survival instinct. We're still very animal-like. Kartoot pasu ki manas jaat. Where apparently Guru Arjan Dev Ji says you're human beings, apparently. But your ways are of an animal. Apparently you're a human being. But what does it mean to be human? The human life is the highest form out of all the lives. To be human, you know, people say, well, I'm only human. What does that even mean? We say that when we want to justify being angry or something. Well, I'm only human. No, we should say when that happens, We shouldn't justify it by saying, well, I'm only human. We should say, oh, look what just happened to me. I've gone back into my animal instinct. We shouldn't say I'm only human. We should say, I've gone back into my animal instinct. Oh, dekho, main fir pasu ban gaya. We should be okay and open about these things. Raj, I'm going to phone you next time when I'm having a bad day and say, I'm being a pasu today. We're very open with each other. We don't hide our flaws. Because that's the only way we can start this journey. We have open conversations. We don't pretend to be these amazing Gursikhs with each other. We don't phone each other and say, I did 12 Baniya today. How much did you do?
13.
13. That's a good Nanak Dev Ji's number. Right, you won. No, our conversations often start off with, I'm struggling. What does it mean to believe God? Believe in God. Our conversations start off like that often. What does it even mean to believe in God? We say these things, do we even know what we're saying? Like, does that look like something? Does that mean something? Like, your perception of believing in God could be so different to mine. So is it that we've got to believe in God? No, we've got to yearn to become love. Don't forget this believing in God business. You're just going to remain just standing still. No, this path is of yearning, long to be with your soul. Pranavat Nanak Gyani kaisa hoye aap pachane bujhe soye. Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying, become a Gyani. Become somebody that knows your soul. Pranavat Nanak Gyani. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, why is a Gyani? Kaisa hoye? Kidda da hunda ya Gyani? Aap pachane, those that have recognized their soul. Recognizing your soul means you've realized, oh wow, agade, abade, anandi. So I'm this form of bliss. Jatar, tatar, disa, visa, hoye, falyo, anurag. I'm this form of love. Let's long and let's sing and say, Tuj bin Karina. I don't want to live even a moment without you. Yes, my animal instinct is going to resist because I'm trying to live in survival to not let go of bitterness towards someone because it thinks that I need that to survive, but we don't. What we need is not to survive, we need to live. Living is love. Living is compassion. Living is bliss. Living is living in awe. Vaho vaho karteyan sada anand hove meri maaye. You want to live your life? Think about this. Can you be angry at someone and in the same breath saying, wow. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? No, of course you're never going to be hating on someone and be angry at someone. Oh my God, I can't believe Karanvi did that, and feeling in this expression of va. You're not going to say, va, I'm so angry today. That ain't going to happen. I always find we go around because the sangat that where we normally do katha is getting it now. That we can be light-hearted and laugh and be okay in the Duan. Some of the faces, they are so serious. They're like, what's he doing? It's not a Saturday night, comedy night. He's meant to be doing katha. Sangati, that's the problem with us. Just lighten up a bit. Chill. It's okay. And that's why people get put off Sikhi. They're like, look at them, look at the state of them. I'm like, just chill, it's okay, relax. You know, sometimes we scare our kids. I always say this. There's a few kids here, there's a lot of mums here. Parents always ask, how do you teach your children to respect Guru Granth Sahib Ji and the Gurus? I'm like, first of all, I like to remove the word respect and I like to exchange it for devotion. You want them to have devotion towards the Guru, have devotion towards your children. When you first see your children in the morning, put your hands together and bow down at them and just say, WhyGuru. Recognize and allow them to know that you are seeing the light of God within them. You won't have to teach them then with your words. And you see then how they start falling at the feet of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. How much devotion have we got towards them? Are we looking down at them or are we looking at the divine within them? संगत जी, let's sing this करके तो कथा मुकनी नहीं. I haven't got a plan like Sukhdeep. His Sakhi actually had an end. This is just going to keep going. तुझ बिन करीना जीवना. Now you know what you're saying when you're going to say that I don't want to live even a moment without you. Because then I'm just living as an animal. Your body's going to resist. Just remember this. You can take whatever action is needed to be taken, even out of compassion, whatever that action is. Don't think that Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji switched off their compassion when they smashed a shield in the face of Pandey Khan. He took 3 strikes at Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, but then Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji कहने के कहने तैयार हो जा Pandey Khan. Pandey Khan came underneath the horse of Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. He tried to lift the feet of Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji's horse. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji came off the horse and smashed his shield in his face. But in that moment, they did not switch off their compassion, because as that moment, Pandey Khan fell to the ground and says, "Hi, Ma." Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah Ji कहने लगे कहने माँ नहीं, कहने अपने कुरान दियाँ कलमा पढ़ तक कह कहने हाय कहने अल्लाह कहने अल्लाह नो याद कर ला करके कहते तेरा छुटकारा हो जाए. I want you to escape and I want you to go into the laps of God. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji is taking the action needed, smashing him in his face where he breathed his last, but is still saying, remember God, because I want that for you. That is my compassion. Guru Gobind Singh Ji is piercing people with their arrows, killing them, but with a gold at the end of it is saying that I still have compassion for you. My compassion never dies. Live out of compassion, then you're living with God. Oh, padhiye ji.
तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार. तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार. जी प्राण सुख दाते निमख निमख बलिहार जी. जी प्राण सुख दाते निमख निमख बलिहार जी. तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार. तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार. हस्त अलंबन दे हो प्रभु, करत हो उदर गोपाल. हस्त अलंबन दे हो प्रभु, करत हो उदर गोपाल. मोहे निर्गुण मत थोरिया, तू सद ही दीन दयाल. मोहे निर्गुण मत थोरिया, तू सद ही दीन दयाल. तू सद ही दीन दयाल. तू सद ही दीन दयाल. तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार, तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार। जी प्राण सुख दात्या, निमख निमख बलहार जी। जी प्राण सुख दात्या, निमख निमख बलहार जी। तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार, तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार। क्या सुख तेरे समला, कवन विधि विचार। क्या सुख तेरे समला, कवन विधि विचार। शरण समाई दास हित, शरण समाई, शरण समाई दास हित, शरण समाई दास हित। ऊंचे अगम अपार, ऊंचे अगम अपार। सगल पदार्थ अष्ट सिद्ध, नाम महारस माहे। सगल पदार्थ अष्ट सिद्ध, नाम महारस माहे। सुप्रसन्न भय केशवा, सुप्रसन्न भय केशवा, सुप्रसन्न भय केशवा, सुप्रसन्न भय केशवा। से जन हर गुण गाहे, से जन हर गुण गाए, से जन हर गुण गाहे, से जन हर गुण गाए, से जन हर गुण गाए, से जन हर गुण गाए। तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार। तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार। जी प्राण सुख दात्या, निमख निमख बलहार जी। जी प्राण सुख बलिहार जी। निमख निमख बलिहार जी, 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 निमख निमख बलिहार जी। तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, तृग रहना संसार। तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, तृग रहना संसार। मात पिता सुत बंद पो, मात पिता सुत बंद पो, मात पिता सुत बंद पो, मात पिता सुत बंद पो। तू मेरे प्राण आधार, तू मेरे प्राण आधार, तू मेरे प्राण आधार, तू मेरे प्राण आधार। वाहिगुरु जी तू मेरे प्राण आधार, वाहिगुरु तू मेरे प्राण आधार। साध संग नानक भजै, साध संग नानक भजै, साध संग नानक भजै, साध संग नानक भजै। भिख तरिया संसार, भिख तरिया संसार, भिख तरिया संसार, भिख तरिया संसार। तुझ बिन करी ना जीवना, तृग रहना संसार। तृग रहना संसार। जी प्राण सुख दातिया, निमख निमख बलिहार जी। जी प्राण सुख दातिया, निमख निमख बलिहार जी। निमख निमख बलिहार जी, निमख निमख बलिहार जी। निमख निमख बलिहार जी, निमख निमख बलिहार जी। बलिहार जी, निमख निमख बलिहार, बलिहार जी, निमख निमख बलिहार जी। बलिहार जी, निमख निमख बलिहार जी। जी प्राण सुख दातिया, निमख निमख बलिहार जी। प्राण सुख दातिया, निमख निमख बलिहार जी। तुझ बिन ਰਾਮ ਕਲੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਤੀਜਾ। ਆਨੰਦ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਆਨੰਦ ਪਿਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਏ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਇਆ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਤਾਂ ਪਾਇਆ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੇਤੀ ਮਨ ਵਜੀਆਂ ਵਾਧਾਈ। ਰਾਗ ਰਤਨ ਪਰਵਾਰ ਪਰਿਆ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕਾ ਬਣਿਆ। ਸ਼ਬਦੋ ਤਾਂ ਗਾਵੋ ਹਰੀ ਕੇਰਾ ਮਨ ਜਿਨੀ ਵਸਾਇਆ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਨੰਦ ਹੋਆ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਇਆ। ਏ ਮਨ ਮੇਰਿਆ ਤੂੰ ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਲ। ਹਰ ਨਾਲ ਰਹੋ ਤੂੰ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਦੁੱਖ ਸਭ ਵਿਸਾਰਣਾ। ਅੰਗੀਕਾਰੋ ਕਰੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਸਭ ਸਵਾਰ। ਸਭਨਾ ਗਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਮਨੋ ਵਿਸਾਰ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਲ। ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਾ ਕਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਤੇ। ਕਰਤਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਸਭ ਕਿਛ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਸੋ ਭਾਵੇ। ਸਦਾ ਸਿਫਤ ਸਲਾਹ ਤੇਰੀ ਨਾਮ ਮਨ ਵਸਾਵੇ। ਨਾਮ ਜਿਨ ਕੇ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਵਾਜੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗਨੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੱਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਘਰ ਤੇਰੇ। ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰ। ਸਾਚੇ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਿਨ ਭੁੱਖਾ ਸਭ ਗਵਾਏ। ਕਰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਸੁਖ ਮਨ ਆਏ ਵਸਿਆ ਜਿਨ ਇੱਛਾ ਸਭ ਪੁਜਾਈ। ਸਦਾ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਵਿਟੋ ਜਿਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਏ ਵਡਿਆਈਆਂ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਣੋ ਸੰਤੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕਰੋ ਪਿਆ। ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੋ ਵਾਜੇ ਪੰਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤਿਤ ਘਰ ਸੁਭਾਗੇ। ਘਰ ਸੁਭਾਗੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਾਜੇ ਕਲਾ ਜਿਤ ਕਰਤਾ। ਪੰਜ ਦੂਤ ਤੁਧ ਵਾਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਕਾਲ ਕੰਟਕ ਮਾਰ। ਤੁਰ ਕਰਮ ਪਾਇਆ ਤੁਧ ਜਿਨ ਕੋ ਸੇ ਨਾਮ ਹਰ ਕੇ ਲਾਗੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਤੈ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਆ ਤਿਤ ਕਰ ਅਨਹਦ ਭਾਗੇ। ਅਨੰਦ ਸੁਣੋ ਵਡ ਭਾਗਿਓ ਸਗਲ ਮਨੋਰਥ ਪੂਰੇ। ਪਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਇਆ ਉਤਰੇ ਸਗਲ ਵਸੂਰੇ। ਦੁਖ ਰੋਗ ਸੰਤਾਪ ਉਤਰੇ ਸੁਣੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਸੰਤ ਸਾਜਨ ਭਏ ਦਰਦੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਗੁਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਣ। ਸੁਣਤੇ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਹਤੇ ਪਵਿੱਤ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਰਹਿਆ ਭਰਪੂਰੇ। ਬਿਨ ਬੰਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰ ਚਰਨ ਲਾਗੇ ਵਾਜੇ ਅਨਹਦ। ਸਲੋਕ ਪਵਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਣੀ ਪਿਤਾ ਮਾਤਾ ਧਰਤ ਮਹਤ। ਦਿਵਸ ਰਾਤ ਦੋਇ ਦਾਈ ਦਾਇਆ ਫੇਲੇ ਸਗਲ ਜਗਤ। ਚੰਗਿਆਈਆਂ ਬੁਰਿਆਈਆਂ ਵਾਜੇ ਧਰਮ ਦੂਰ। ਕਰਮੀ ਆਪੋ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਤੇ ਦੂਰ। ਜਿਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਧਿਆਇਆ ਗਏ ਮਸ਼ਕਤ ਕਾਲ। ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾਲ। ਜਿਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਧਿਆਇਆ ਗਏ ਮਸ਼ਕਤ ਕਾਲ। ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾਲ। ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਫਤਿਹ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਬਾਰਿਕ ਤੇਰੇ ਤੁਮਰੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਜਾਣੈ ਤੁਮਰਾ ਅੰਤ ਉਚੇਤੇ। ਸਗਲ ਸਮਗਰੀ ਤੁਮਰੈ ਸੂਤਰ ਧਾਰੀ। ਤੁਮ ਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੋ ਆਗਿਆ ਤੁਮਰੀ ਗਤ ਮਿਤ ਤੁਮ ਹੀ ਜਾਨੀ। ਨਾਨਕ ਦਾਸ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਅਰਦਾਸ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਭਗਉਤੀ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਇ ਵਾਰ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਭਗਉਤੀ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਦਸਵੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਥਮ ਭਗਉਤੀ ਸਿਮਰ ਕੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਲਈ ਧਿਆਏ। ਫਿਰ ਅੰਗਦ ਗੁਰ ਤੇ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਰਾਮਦਾਸੈ ਹੋਈ ਸਹਾਇ। ਅਰਜਨ ਹਰ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਮਰੋ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ। ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਜੀ ਧਿਆਈ ਐ ਜਿਹ ਡਿਠੈ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ। ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਿਮਰਿਐ ਘਰ ਨੌ ਨਿਧ ਆਵੈ ਧਾਏ ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਇ। ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਇ। ਦਸਾਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਜੋਤ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਠ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੀਦਾਰ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਪੰਜਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਚੌਹਾਂ ਸਾਹਿਬਜ਼ਾਦਿਆਂ 40 ਮੁਕਤੀਆਂ ਹਠੀਆਂ ਜਪੀਆਂ ਤਪੀਆਂ। ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਿਆ ਵੰਡ ਛਕਿਆ ਦੇਗ ਚਲਾਈ ਤੇਗ ਵਾਈ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਅੰਡੜ ਕੀਤਾ। ਤਿਨਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਸਚਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਧਰਮੇਤ ਸੀ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਬੰਦ ਬੰਦ ਕਟਾਏ ਖੋਪਰੀਆਂ ਲੋਹਾਈਆਂ ਚਰਖੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਚੜੇ। ਆਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਚਰਾਏ ਗਏ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਧਰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਰਿਆ। ਸਿੱਖੀ ਕੇਸਾਂ ਸਵਾਸਾਂ ਸੰਗ ਨਿਭਾਈ। ਤਿਨਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਸਚਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਪੰਜਾਂ ਤਖਤਾਂ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਪ੍ਰਥਮੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਸਰਬੱਤ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਕੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਚਿਤਾਵੈ। ਚਿਤਾਵਨ ਕਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਸਰਬ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਵੈ। ਜਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਰਛਿਆ ਰਿਆਇਤ ਦੇਖ ਦੇਖ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਿਰਦ ਕੀ ਪੈਜ। ਪੰਥ ਕੀ ਜੀਤ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਏ। ਖਾਲਸੇ ਜੀ ਕੇ ਬੋਲ ਬਾਲੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾਨ ਕੇਸ ਦਾਨ ਰਹਿਤ ਦਾਨ ਵਿਵੇਕ ਦਾਨ ਵਿਸਾਹਾ ਦਾਨ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਦਾਨ ਦਾਨਾ ਸਿਰ ਦਾਨ ਨਾਮਦਾਨ। ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਕੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨੀ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ ਚੌਂਕੀਆਂ ਝੰਡੇ ਬੁੰਗੇ ਜੁਗੋ ਜੁਗ ਅਟਲ। ਧਰਮ ਕਾ ਜੈਕਾਰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਨ ਨੀਵਾ ਮਤ ਉੱਚੀ ਮਤ ਦਾ ਰਾਖਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਸਦਾ ਸਹਾਈ ਦਤਾਰ ਜੀਓ। ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਧਾਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪੰਥ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਛੋੜਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਤਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੀਦਾਰ ਤੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਦਾ ਦਾਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਨਿਮਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਣ ਨਿਤਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਣ ਨਿਉਟਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਓਟ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਿਤਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਜੋਦੜੀ ਬਿਨੈ ਪ੍ਰਾਰਥਨਾ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀਓ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਫਰਮਾਨ ਹਨ ਹਰ ਕੀਆਂ ਕਥਾ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਗੁਰਮੀਤ ਸੁਣਾਈਆਂ। ਬਲਹਾਰੀ ਗੁਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰ ਕੋ ਬਲ ਜਾਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਹਾਵਾਕਾਂ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀਓ। ਬੇਸਿਕਸ ਆਪ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿਖੇ ਰਾਤਰੀ ਦੇ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਸਜਾਏ ਗਏ ਸਜੇ ਹੋਏ ਦੀਵਾਨਾਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਥਾ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ 6 ਪੌੜੀਆਂ ਆਨੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਕੇ ਪਾਠ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ। ਅੱਖਰ ਵਾਧਾ ਘਾਟਾ ਭੁੱਲ ਚੁੱਕ ਮੁਆਫ ਕਰਨੀ। ਅਗਾਹਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸੁੱਧ ਸਪਸ਼ਟ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਸੁਣਨ ਦੇ ਬਲ ਉਦਮ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀਓ। ਆਈਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਸਮੂਹ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਹਾਜ਼ਰੀ ਦਰ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀ। ਤਿਲ ਫੁੱਲ ਪਿਟਾਵਾਂ ਦਰ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ। ਚੱਲਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਦਮ ਕਦਮ ਲੇਖੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀਓ। ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪੰਚਮ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਕੜਾਹ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦੀ ਦੇਖ ਸੱਜ ਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੈ ਦਰ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਹੋਵੇ। ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੜਾਹ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਰਤੇ। ਜੋ ਜੀ ਸਕੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਵਨ ਨਾਮ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜਪੇ। ਕਰੋ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਇਲਾਹੀ ਦਰਗਾਹੀ ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮੇ ਬਖਸ਼ ਕੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਰਤਾਰਥ ਕਰੋ। ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮੇ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਣ ਦੀ ਸਮਰੱਥਾ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ ਜੀ। ਸਹੀ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਮੇਲ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਚਿੱਤੇ ਆਵੈ। ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਦੋਹਰਾ ਆਗਿਆ ਪਈ ਅਕਾਲ ਕੀ, ਤਬੈ ਚਲਾਇਓ। ਸਭ ਸਿੱਖਨ ਕੋ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ, ਗੁਰੂ ਮਾਨਿਓ। ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਜੀ ਮਾਨਿਓ। ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਗੁਰਾ ਕੀ ਦੇਹ, ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਕੋ ਮਿਲਵੋ ਚਾਹੈ। ਖੋਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਮੈਂ ਰਾਜ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਆਕੀ ਰਹੇ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ। ख्वार होए सब मिलेंगे, बचे शरण जो। वाहिगुरु नाम जहाज है, चढ़े सोतरे। जो शरदा कर सेम दे गुर, जो शरदा कर सेम दे गुर। पार उतारण हार। बोले सो ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਤੇਰੇ ਕਵਣ ਕਵਣ ਗੁਣ ਕਹਿ ਕਹਿ ਗਾਵਾਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਣੀ ਨਿਧਾਨਾ। ਤੁਮਰੀ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਵਰਨ ਨਾ ਸਾਕੋ, ਤੂੰ ਠਾਕੁਰ ਊਚ ਭਗਵਾਨਾ। ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ, ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ। ਗੁਰ ਬਾਣੀ ਕਹੈ ਸੇਵਕ ਜਨ ਮਾਨੈ, ਪਰਤਖ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ। ਡੰਡੌਤ ਬੰਦਨ ਅਨਿਕ ਵਾਰ, ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ। ਡੋਲਣ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ, ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ। ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਸੋਰਠ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪੰਜਵਾਂ। ਹਰ ਮਨ ਤਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਸੋਈ, ਜੈ ਜੈਕਾਰ ਕਰੇ ਸਭ ਕੋਈ। ਗੁਰ ਪੂਰੇ ਕੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ, ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਕੀਮਤ ਕਹੀ ਨਾ ਜਾਈ। ਹਰ ਮਨ ਤਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਸੋਈ, ਜੈ ਜੈਕਾਰ ਕਰੇ ਸਭ ਕੋਈ। ਗੁਰ ਪੂਰੇ ਕੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ, ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਕੀਮਤ ਕਹੀ ਨਾ ਜਾਈ। ਹਉ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਜਾਈ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਵੈ, ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ ਲੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ। ਸੋ ਜਸ ਤੇਰਾ ਗਾਵੈ ਰਹਾਉ। ਤੂੰ ਭਾਰੋ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਮੇਰਾ, ਸੰਤਾਂ ਪਰਵਾਸਾ ਤੇਰਾ। ਨਾਨਕ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸ਼ਰਣਾਈ, ਮੁਖ ਨਿੰਦਕ ਕੈ ਛਾਈ। ਤੂੰ ਭਾਰੋ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਮੇਰਾ, ਸੰਤਾਂ ਪਰਵਾਸਾ ਤੇਰਾ। ਨਾਨਕ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸ਼ਰਣਾਈ, ਮੁਖ ਨਿੰਦਕ ਕੈ ਛਾਈ।